Alright, so today my son went up to me and said his Wii game doesn't work anymore, Star Wars. And as you can see on the inside, let me get the light on it, you can see it's quite scratched up. The scratches aren't too deep, but you can see that they're everywhere. And so I got to thinking, how can I fix this? I watched videos on YouTube that said, oh, use toothpaste. But I thought, toothpaste? Come on. And then I started thinking, when I painted my car, I used a lot of buffing compounds. Why don't I try that? And what I have on hand, it just happens to be Perfect-It by 3M. So let's try to sand and buff this disc and see if we can get it to work. It does not work at all. Alright, after going through all my sand paper, I found some 2000 grit and some 2500 grit sandpaper that I'm going to try to sand out the scratches first with some water. And then I even have some 3000 grit Trizact and some 5000 grit by 3M Trizact sponge sandpaper. It's like a spongy type sandpaper for the final sanding, and that will get this thing so smooth that when I go to use my 3M Perfect-It stuff, it'll be so much quicker to do. And I'm going to be using my mini polisher right here. It's a very small mini polisher for the buffing process. Alright, so what I got going on here is I got my two really small pieces of sandpaper, 25 and 2000. And I got some warm water with some soap in it. So I'm going to be doing a wet sanding. I've never done this before, so I hope it works. If it doesn't, what do I lose? The disc doesn't work anyway. Now, I don't know if I should go in circles or just go the way I'm doing. I don't know. I guess I'll just try going back and forth on it. Because this is kind of like an experimentation. And I'm just sanding the plastic. There's a plastic layer that's covering the data underneath it. So that's what reflects the light. And when you get scratches, it disturbs the reflection of light, the data going through that plastic. The scratches don't allow it to read the data on the disc, whether if it's a music disc or a DVD or whatever kind of disc that you're trying to play. It should work on any of them. Okay. And none of the scratches were like super deep. They were actually pretty light, but it was enough that the Wii couldn't pick it up. Alright, so that's the first pass. You can see it's quite hazy now. But just like doing a car, when you're buffing out a car, when you first spray paint your car with paint and then you go and hit it with 1500 grit, it's going to look like that. It's going to look very hazy. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with that. So I'm going to go over it one more time. So that's 2000 grit. You can see I only spent a minute on it or so, a couple minutes. And it's quite hazy. Can't even see what the scratches were anymore. So I'm going to hit it up with some 2500 grit. This is warm water with a little bit of soap, like one little drop of dish soap. Wonder how many of you guys threw away discs, DVDs, movies, game discs in the trash, not knowing that maybe you could fix them like what I'm doing now. I'm not guaranteeing this is going to fix it, but we'll see. We'll see at the end of the video if it does. Because like I said, I've never done this before. I've tried the toothpaste method of using toothpaste. That doesn't work. So I started thinking, you know, I buff cars. I've done it in the past. I've done it to a mirror finish. This is just plastic. It can't be that hard. It can't be that hard to buff out a little disc like this. Now, of course, I'm not going to use my DeWalt, my big buffer on it. I'm just going to be using a mini buffer when I do the buffing because it's such a small disc. I'm not going to go too crazy on it. Like I said, just a minute or so. Just to get it, you know, it's just plastic. It's not metal. So I don't think I have to go at it too crazily. I'm going to see if there's any deep scratches in it that I could still see at an angle. I'm using white balls. White balls are very good at cleaning up when you're buffing, sanding and stuff. I'm not using paper towels, these are white balls. Alright, so I think that's good. I'm going to go and get my 3000 grit Trizact by 3M. If you guys want to do this, I'll put this stuff in the description, all the sandpapers and stuff that I used. And this Trizact will be in there too in the description. Just in case you want to try this yourself. If it doesn't work, then of course I'm not going to put it in the description. But I won't know until the end of the video. Keep it in here again. Just go over the whole surface. I guess if you want to do little circles, you can, like that. Alright, so that was 3000 Trizact. I'm going to go to 5,000 Trizact just because I have it. Okay, I already cut these in half. So, there's the 5,000 Trizact by 3M. I'm going to dry this one so you can see it. Alright, so you can see it's very hazy still. But the scratches, I don't really see them. They just look very fine scratches in the plastic. So let's try the 5,000. All right, that should be good. I'm not gonna overkill this thing. Here, let me dry it off. Dry towel. All right, so that's the disc with 5,000 Trizact, and it's, you know, it's still kind of shiny, but you can see it's still, you know, got minor, really, some really small micro scratches in it still, and it's not shiny like it should be. So now we're gonna go and use 3M Perfect It. I'm gonna use the first number 1 because I have 1, 2, and 3. Might as well use them since I got them. Alright, so here we go. Rubbing compound number 1. This might be a little harsh, but I'm going to use it anyway. Okay. Just a little dab in there. Already I can see it's shining it up quite well just on number one. Let's try number two. Give this cleaning, wipe this compound off. Already that looks pretty much good enough just on one pass. Doesn't take much, as you can see. Still a little bit of a haze to it though, not much. And it's cold in here, so I'm gonna go to number two, which is the machine polish on a different pad here. Doesn't need much. I probably put too much there. Alright, so that's number two. Let's check it out. Let's clean that one off and see how it looks. Alright guys, so check that out. I mean, wow, it's looking really nice. Don't see hardly any scratches, just really faint ones. Now hopefully the last one will take out the number three, which is the perfected ultra fine machine polish, which is supposed to get rid of the really fine scratches with the blue pad. So let's go and do the last one. Just a little bit. Alright, give it a wipe. Oh my goodness, that looks brand new, guys. Brand new. Check that out. Wow, I didn't think it would do that good of a job. And there it is. There's the game, Star Wars, the complete saga. It's a very old game. Still can see some faint scratches here, very faint, so I'm going to go over it one more time. They're so faint it's hard for me to find where they are. So let me, you can see it at kind of an angle right here. Alright guys, so check that out. Looks brand new, doesn't it? Alright, let's go see if this thing works. Alright guys, here's the disc. It's not perfect. I can still see like little faint little scratches, but I mean, it looks pretty darn good. You would think that's fairly new. Let's put that in the Wii. And it's not like they make these games new anymore, because they don't. Wii's a very old system. And so when you guys put this on before, it wouldn't even play? Nothing? It wouldn't even, this wouldn't even spin?
It would spin, but when we put it on, something happened.
Would this pop up before?
Yeah.
Okay, then push start. So that would pop up, but when you push start, what would happen?
The screen would turn black.
It would turn black? So you don't know if it works yet then. Did it show you this part?
Yeah.
It showed you this?
Goes on, something happens in black.
Oh, so we don't know if it works yet then. This is the first time trying it, guys. I haven't pre-recorded this or anything. So you would put it on and then it would turn to a black screen. It didn't show you Nintendo?
No.
So it says licensed by Nintendo. Connect the nunchuck to the Wii remote. So you need the nunchucks. So it didn't even ask for the nunchucks. So obviously it's working, guys. If you don't believe me, I can make another video, because I think we got like, how many more discs do we got that are like scratched up that don't work?
There's another one that doesn't work.
I think you got quite a few of them. There you go, guys. It works. So don't throw away your DVDs and your game discs if they're a little bit scratched. I mean, if they're deep scratches, they're not going to come out if it's past the plastic layer. But if they're fine scratches, it's fixable. This is proof right here. And I'll share this on YouTube for all to see, all my friends. So I know a lot of gamers are on my list of YouTube subscriptions. So that's it for this video. This is Jacob. Take care. Alright, so I found a few more discs that I thought were no good. And I went and I did the same process to them. And they were really scratched up. I actually hung these up on my pear tree to keep the squirrels out. I had them all hung up. Some of them were movies, some of them were games that I thought were too scratched to play. And I'll show you what I got here. I got Wii Super Mario Brothers. So I was able to get that one nice and buffed out. One was Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I thought it was really deeply scratched. And I got the scratch completely out. I believe that will play now. And then I got a movie, Hoot, for the kids. And then Nemo, one of my daughter's favorite movie when she was a kid. That movie's probably over, maybe 15 years old, I'm not even sure. It's back when she was a little girl. So I believe all these will play. You can see they look brand new again. So point is, all you have to do is get this little laser data strip. You gotta get it to be able to shine through again. That's all you're doing. You're buffing down that plastic to get it all nice and smooth, a smooth surface, to give that data that's on the disc a transparency to shine through that plastic, and then it should work again. Anyways, that's it for this video, guys. Yeah, hope that helps. If anybody's got some discs that they're about to throw away, and maybe you can go and fix them up before you do that. Alright guys, take care. Make my video. Alright, so here's Super Mario Brothers Wii. I had this hanging in the tree by a string to scare away the squirrels. And I just buffed it, and let's see if it works, because it didn't work. I'm surprised. They were outside for a whole summer on the tree, and then I took them down in the winter. And so I found them in the garage, and I said, oh, let me buff that one out, see if it works. So let's find out. So far so good. I remember we played this before. It would pause. Like it would
Yeah.
start out and then it would pause.
Yeah, it would pause every
And
time.
then eventually it just didn't play at all.
Yeah.
Yep.
You didn't want it to work.
It was too scratched up.
Yeah.
But we'll see if it's gonna be fixed. All I did was buff down that plastic, like as if I was buffing my car or something, like a wet sanding, buffing type. Oh, it looks like it's working. Alright, yay! We don't have to buy this game again. And that's a good 11-year-old game. Awesome.